all of our detractors who are talking shit about us for years are doing what we're doing exactly.
Yeah.
And
but
full print.
Yes.
Just to bring it up once again, deport and preach, and also abort and preach, is because they will say we're always focused on, the red pill, the truth. It's too hard and it's not a good message. Yeah, in the same token, they're doing on a high level what we're saying because it works.
Yeah.
If it didn't work, you wouldn't do it.
Are we talking about the content or the gaslighting all the women he got pregnant?
They're doing sneaky fucker game.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Well, the thing that gets me is like, I mean, I'm not going to name names because everybody's going to know who I'm talking about anyways, but I hate it when I see another guy talking about how write another article or does another fucking video about how they're leaving the manosphere. No, you're fucking not leaving the manosphere.
You're not.
You are never. I'm sorry, you are not leaving the manosphere. I'll see these other articles about these guys who are like, I was part of the red pill community and it was like a cult and now I had intervention and now I'm out and I'm away from it. I'm no longer red pill anymore. Like, dude, you're still red pill. You still are aware of the things that people talk to you about. And I put it there. I wrote an essay about it. I said, once you put the glasses on, they do not come off. So you can stick your head up your ass and you can put your head in the sand, whatever it is. But at some point, your niece or your aunt or somebody, they're going to be in some sort of relationship and you go, oh, that's what those guys talked about that time. You're going to see the code in the matrix. Something's going to happen in popular culture, or you're going to be scrolling on your social media and you're going to see some story that relates to something that you understood a little bit better because you're a red pill aware as a result of that. You can go and make all these great articles about how, the latest trend is this. It is these, was it Jim Sexton? I think it was Jim Sexton was talking about this. The rise in divorces of red pill men because these husbands become red pill all of a sudden and they divorce their wives because they won't cook and clean for it's this.
They caught out birth control.
No. It's the women. No. It's
bullshit.
women leaving red pill guys. And I'm like, wait, you mean women, the gender that causes 80% of the divorces already?
80%,
Yeah. Like, no. What you're doing is you're coping.
The way that they write this, though, is that it's like, well, he suddenly expected her to cook and clean, just like Andrew Tate tells women to do. And it's like this over the top. You can tell because it's this rhetoric that is like boosted to this absurd extreme. And it's like, first of all, like who is saying this? And you don't even need to ask that question because all they're doing, again, the gentle manosphere, this anti-manosphere, anti-red pill, you can build brands on it right now, essentially. And all they're doing, all you got to do is just exactly what you were saying before. So all you got to do is just amplify that signal. Yep. And it doesn't matter what the content is, as long as it is in a nice, easy to digest package as you're running through, the drive-through lane at Jack in the Box and they throw it in your mouth and you're on to the next kind of thing.
Listen, the algorithm is changing for good. The old ways of making content, how it's distributed, are changing for good. Now, if you're smart, and this is what people do, they say, okay, if I make content about XYZ, aka the red pill, in a negative light, I get pushed or an algo. And remember, they're using now AI to push content as they see fit. Now, listen, if I'm a platform, right, with power and control and an AI algorithm that does what I say, I'm going to make sure to put out for my sponsors, X out red pill. Keep them where they're at. Don't push them. I'm going to X out politics. It's divisive. I'll go for sponsors. Right. I'm going to X out hating on the Jews. It is what it is. Bad for business. X it out. Now, couple that into major, like YouTube, for example. Well, what has it done for all of us? It's stifled our growth because it doesn't help the sponsors get what they want as in terms of like getting sponsorship. So my point is basically, in a nutshell, these people that are pushing this agenda against red pill, they're getting paid to do it. That's why they're doing it.
Right.
And they're being rewarded because they get algo push, new fans, and payment. But they know deep down that is the truth because if they didn't know, they would do it behind closed doors. So that's all I'm saying, bro.
A little bit less on YouTube, but way more on Instagram and TikTok because the majority of the purchases on those platforms are by women and saying things that women don't like to hear. Like, again, you guys understand, any one of us right now could say something that is objectively incorrect, which is we could talk about astrology, whatever, flat earth, and we would grow faster than we would as a red pill content creator. As a red pill content creator, you're going to be demonetized, deplatformed, and ratioed, and all you could do is bring up peer-reviewed data, and that's still going to happen to you. But if you sit there and you make content about astrology that is like categorically not real, then what happens is you are going to grow faster than you will. What, am I in trouble now? You're going to grow faster than you will making content about evolutionary psychology. It's just it's the truth. So the reason why is because astrology makes women feel good, and evolutionary psychology does not make women feel good.
I thought you were going to talk about astral projection and the void of the divine feminine.
Again, like there's no way in a rational there's no way in a rational society that like Logan Paul and Joe Dispenza have more followers than Alex Hormozi or Andrew Huberman. In a rational world, Alex Hormozi and Andrew Huberman help more people. It's not even close than.
But Sartain, to your point, companies prefer now entertainment than value.
No, for sure. It's entertainment. This is what you're going to my point. What they do is more entertaining. What I'm saying is we don't have a society where you get the most views and likes because you help the most people.
Yes.
Otherwise, Andrew Huberman would be the number one podcast because of the top 10, he helps more people than anyone else.
Yeah. More plates, more dates.
Yeah, more plates, more dates, whatever.
Yeah,
my point is, what happens though instead is like we get entertained listening to Logan Paul talk to Clavicular, which is it was an interesting conversation to listen to. I'm not trying to hate on Logan Paul. What I'm saying is, if we were doing this based solely on the merit of using this telecommunication in order to help the most people, then the different people would be. Brittany Renner would not have a following, but Brittany Renner would not have a following the size of Alex Hormozi. But Alex Hormozi, Brad Lee, and Andrew Huberman, who actually do help people, those people have big followings, but not as big as these other content creators that just spew nonsense. Right, Graham Hancock would legitimately not even be on the internet. Like that's what would happen. But we still allow this, and same thing, So that's what I'm saying is the entertainment factor matters so much. And so what happens is it doesn't matter if it's true as long as it's entertaining. You saw after Artemis landed this is all fake and the moon landings were fake. I'm like, okay, maybe you think it was fake, but you don't have more evidence that it's fake. You have less evidence that it's fake, and now you're going more viral because you're saying this. And I have a Maverick approaching who wants to debate me about whether or not the moon landing was fake. It's fine. It's fine. You can get humiliated just like everyone else.
You'll take the content though.
Shut the Maverick.
Yeah, I mean, I think he makes entertaining content. He's going to get humiliated if he actually is dumb enough to debate me. But that's the whole thing. It's like it doesn't make any difference because at the end he'll still have 10 times as many followers as I do.
Well, it's like I remember when Gary the Numbers guy told me that in 2023 that the Vegas Golden Knights would not win the Stanley Cup, and I distinctly remember on the last game he was like texting me. He's going, "Dude, give me a lot of." On Twitter.
Yeah, he wanted
yes,
a lot.
I will.
Big Gary, girl. Shout out Big Gary.
I said you can send that money to the Greyhound Rescue.
Gary will trash you online and then take you to dinner afterwards.
Oh, it's great too because it's back when Aiden Hill.
But he'll admit it when he's wrong.
Aiden Hill was the goalie back then. He was playing on the thing. I go, well, you know why you lost? Because Aiden Hill's number is 33.
Shout out to all my 33s, baby.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Right. I think the reason why we're disagreeing is because of the words that the most extreme people in this space use, whether it's Andrew or HS Tiki Taki or whatever. Yeah. We don't use those. When you use those words, the problem is about a third of the population just shut off. They don't want to hear what you have to say anymore. And so there's a way to do this without using the words, even though the audience resonates with the words, right?
You know what I wanted to say to you earlier when you were talking about the whole red pill thing? I was like, why do my eyes hurt, Rolo?
Because you've never used them before.
Never used them. You got to once you put some shades on, you can never take them off. It's absolutely
every once in a while I have to go back and watch that movie just to remind myself like the lines and stuff like that.
Well, I've had a bitch out so many times.
And I'm going to tell you right now because people in the comments are going to say this right now. I don't give a flying what the Wachowskis brothers were. Now the Wachowski sisters. Okay, the writing at that time and what they were doing at that time was absolute fucking genius. Okay, I mean it was genius.
It's a messianic story. It's a correlation to the Bible.
But it's also like Descartes. I guess I think therefore I am. It's like it's still consciousness. It's still existence and stuff like that too. There's so many themes that are in that. And every now and then I'll come back to one of the things I was just talking about recently is like how like everybody gives for whatever reason everybody wants to give me shit that I still use the name Rollo Tomasi and not my real name, right?
Yeah. Right.
And there's a scene in The Matrix where and I didn't notice this until I watched this recently, but the Smith unit, Agent Smith, right? Yeah. He only refers to Neo as Mr. Anderson. Even when he's like talking to him, he's giving those monologues and everything, he's always referring to him as Mr. Anderson. And there's at one point where he's almost going to die and he jumps out of the way of the oncoming like subway train. He says, "My name is Neo," like because that's his name where that he chose for himself to be like, because people will give me all the time about like, oh, his real name is not that, it's blah blah blah, or else Fresh. Right? We know what your real name is. Myron Gaines is not really Myron Gaines. Okay, Ryan Stone is it's not his real name. Clavicular, I'm pretty sure that's not his real name. Why aren't you giving this motherfucker grief? Right. The reason is because they want to take that and they want you to accept their identity. They want you to think that they can still define who you are, and that's the problem that they have. So it's like if I don't dress in a certain way, if I don't act in a certain way, if I don't deliver my material in a certain way, if I don't fit into this idea of what they think I ought to be at that time, I've used the name since the late 90s. But the thing is like it's trying to deny you an identity of of like you that you create for yourself.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince CEO is an identity, is the persona that I know who you are, man. I mean, we've gone out to dinner with my wife before, right? I mean, I know who your dog is, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're about, right? But in the same sense, it's like, I think it's kind of cool, at least to some degree, that people can still like define who they want to be. Like Mike uses his real name, but I know what his persona is. And I know Mike off camera too, right? And I think that when you get to a certain point, people really want to try to take that away from that, your identity. They literally want to take that identity away from you because they're powerless in any other respect.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Miguel, what's your name? Your pseudonym name?
Dollar Cost Crypto DCC.
It used to be Hex Jesus.
Hex Jesus, man. I'm a man of many names. Dogecoin Muhammad.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You got any chats here?
No, I've been just kind of throwing them on and off as we go. If anybody wants a question, feel free to throw them out there.